New mods are out for Farming Simulator 25, and this one is going to be much different than you're used to. We're only going to be taking a look at the vehicles, and then in a separate live stream, we're going to be looking at all of the other mods. So keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, let's jump right in. So first up, let's take a look at the IH200 Series Custom from 82 Studios. Super excited to see this finally released. At the top for our customization options, we've got two designs. We have Standard and Design 1. Design 1 is basically a default, so this doesn't add or take away any options, although the options are limited if you go with this. But don't worry, you can actually recreate this exact look through customization options. So then let's pop down one. We're going to stick with a standard design. We've got engine setup Series 200, and from here, basically it just kind of goes up in horsepower. The gas here, the Series 200 Plus gas, this doesn't change the sound any because we can actually change the sound of the engine. Down here, we have engine sound, so you can change that there. As far as your wheel brands, this has got some wild stuff in here. So we start with the Lizard Classic, then you've got the Lizard Forestry. Then we have Enochian, which goes boing, and back up even more to BKT, and then we drop it down to Lizard, Standard Lizard. We have a Michelin set, and then we have a Continental set. The suspension is quite springy, as 82 Studio stuff is, and I will say the Michelin setup here is probably a little too springy because we got a little clipping going on, but nothing too wild and crazy. This is your standard setup with your Continentals. Lizard's also a nice standard set too. With these though, unlike other trucks where you would change the wheel setup and it just changes rims, this actually does change rims and wheel setup. So if you're looking for a certain thing, you may have to flip through to find exactly what you're looking for. Next up, we have custom bumpers, and bumpers will also add different things later on and allow you to make extra customization options. So we can go with a couple different design sets for the front, and then after that, we add a few things to the back. Then it changes up the look of it. So we have a nice little kind of brushed metal, I guess, and then a diamond plate? Not quite sure, but it looks very good. And then you go back down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of it. We're going to go with custom bumpers design number 3 because it adds everything. Then we go down to decals. First one's going to be a really nice pinstripe, but then we can also go with this guy right here. This is the same rusty look from design number 1 at the top. So if you wanted to go with that, this is where you would go with that. Or you could just take it away. Either way, it's all good. Then we go with bed options. So we can flip through here and kind of find the things that you're looking for. I always love a nice little hard top, but I think I'm going to go with bed option number 2. Now we have cabin visors. You can either go with a yes or no, and it does move those lights at the top to the front. So it looks pretty cool. We'll go with it. Steps, of course, you can add those on the sides. Fender flares, these can be added as well, depending on how wide your wheels are and the look that you're going for. That's pretty cool. We also have a hood scoop. Make it a little sporty, although the truck is white, so it's kind of hard to see that. You kind of see it right through there. Now we get into the extra lights. Extra lights is where you're going to need these bumpers. So we have the chrome extra lights, the black extra lights, or nothing. So there you go. That's it. They're added to the top and to the front. If you only have the top, it only adds to the top. And if you only have the front, it only adds to the front. If you have nothing, nothing happens here. You're just paying for nothing. Underglow, you've got green, red, blue, yellow, purple, or none. So you do have underglow lights on here. Engine setups, we have the old engine, gas turbo, and then back in again. Trailer hitch, 2 of these. Boom, 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 boom. Good to go. And you can even throw a winch on the front if you really want to. It is a 3-ton winch, so nothing wild and crazy, but good enough. Then we've got chassis color, special editions, fender flares, decals 1 and 2, bed topper, and rim. Oh my goodness, there's some colors. Bringing it into the game, there are a couple animations that we've got, but first I want to show you the animation on the wheels. Check this out. I'm going to go slow because that's where everything works the best. I always say if I can keep all 4 wheels touching something, then we're good. So I think back here's probably about as bad as it gets. Man, it looks so good though. Does seem like we're getting all-wheel drive, which I think you would expect with something like this. And just kind of driving over. I mean, look at that. Yeah! You've got a lot of flex there. A really, really good amount of flex. This makes me very happy. And believe it or not, it actually, other than the way that Giants changed everything in 1.4, driving sucks in the game now, but that's besides the point. The truck itself, not too shabby. Plus, it is really fun to watch Watch the suspension go. You can even kind of go back and forth a little bit without too much trouble. Let's see how it looks like going through field. Let's see, we should get a nice little bump. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, let's go. Yeah, baby. Oh, sturdy as it gets. That's what I'm talking about. There's also animations for opening up the side door, opening up the rear, so we can open up that all the way. And then there's another panel, which I'm assuming goes to your toolbox in the back. Pretty cool. Yeah, and there's straps. And of course, it has the fifth wheel as well. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing that you may not notice. If you come up and you come to the front door, we also have a new thing here. It's unfold, open the side panel. We click that, our door opens, and the truck turns on. And so all we got to do is get in and then fold car. And now you're ready to go. We did all of that inside the vehicle. That's so cool. I got a winch. Go, 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 go. Put it up to the top of the tree. Next up from Black Sheep Mining, we have the JD90 skid steer loader. This is pretty sweet. You probably seen this before if you played Farming Simulator before. However, if you haven't, we'll take a look at it. It's a skid steer. It's a nice old little John Deere. Very simple setup. We've got a couple different wheel options, which is nice to see. You could go with a forestry look if you want to as well. That always looks nice. And we got colors. You could change up the body of the color itself and your rims. Additionally, there's a universal bucket that goes along with it, which can also be changed. I didn't change it. There we go. Changed. Also from Black Sheep Mining, we have the John Deere 3400 pack. This telehandler has been sitting in testing for what I feel like it's about 4 months at this point, but it's finally here. We've got a couple different wheel brand setups to choose from. You've also got nice wheel setups as well, so you can change those. That's very cool. You've got a protective grid on the very front of that. Window setups, you've got clear or tinted. Beacon options, multiple different ones of these, so you're actually able to choose the one that you like, which I love. Then you've got a warning triangle, which you could throw on the back. Always go with the triangle. And then you can even do a trailer hitch or 3-point on the back. So if you ever needed a tractor to do some cool stuff, well, this is definitely one of them that will do stuff that is cool. Sure thing. And then you've also got colors. As always, we could change up the main color. Maybe red wasn't the best choice in this case. Then you've got a design color as well, which will be the center of your wheels. And then, well, the wheels themselves. So you are able to change that up. Not only that, we've got quite a few different customizations to be added to it. Attachments. That's what it is. We've got a pallet fork here, which is cool. We've got this guy, the V15 3400. Basically, this just kind of like wipes over anything that's on the ground and makes it disappear. So if you want stuff to disappear, this is a pretty good one to choose. Then you can also throw a 3-point and trailer hitch on the front as well. That's kind of neat, isn't it? It's kind of neat. And then you got a universal bucket right here for 2,500 liters. No unrealistic capacity, but usually Black Sheep Mining doesn't release any unrealistic stuff. So there's that. And here's what she looks like. I mean, you've got 3-point hitches all the way around it. Again, I think it's really funny. We can open and close the door, which is pretty neat. And then we've also got the animation of the door, which if we click that, then we open up the window. Also neat. There's another guy. This is the John Deere 5M series from Wolfx Modding. This was quite popular in FS22 and super excited to see this one back again. In here we have configurations, so you could do the figure, which could be a little John Deere figurine or a Deere figurine on the front. You can also do the guard, which is my favorite set, and you could do both of those. There's also a complete forestry update, so if you wanted to go with that could change just like everything. Oh yeah, and I also like that they call it with stuff. So there's stuff that's added to the inside too there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's see, we've got another one set up here with the frame. Aha, the one on the front. There you go. That's about we set up my favorite. This guy right here, the guard. We also have engines from 94 horsepower up to 120. Different wheel options from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, and that is it. So that's all you're going to see. We do have a set of narrow tires, so this is pretty cool. You can do some field care work with that. As far as everything else, we've got a beacon. You've got left, right, and both. Back window, or back fenders rather, we have a narrow set or a wide set, depending on the wheels that you've got. Navigation, you can put that on there. It's only visual, but it still looks pretty cool. I always like tractors with those on there. Front fenders, you've got yes or no there as well. They're a little close, and they actually clip at one point, but I'm still going with them. Attachers, you got in the front 100 kg weights, 2, 3, 4, 5, goodness, 6, and that's a lot. 11, 20, and then down to 8. I think somebody pushed the wrong thing there. And then you've also got 1,000 and an attacher, front loader, front 3-point. That's the one I'm going for. Speaking of, we also have a front loader attachment as well. And then we've got colors. So we've got a design color, which can be changed. That is the full body of the color. I'm still not sure why it doesn't say main. That is definitely, everything today is said design. Notice that. It's definitely not right. And then you've got your rim colors as well. If we bring it out and we click on our combinations, there's nothing that is selected. So if you wanted to pull a front loader, you are going to have to load up, and I would say probably this little guy is the one to go for. With this guy, we do have a couple animations. We can open up both of the doors. They have some nice sounds on there too, very crisp. And we can also open up the back window. There's another tractor that's been pretty popular in previous games. Is Case IH Traction King Series from Farm Central. So very cool. In here we have 4490. I love the engine setup. That ain't text, that's a number, baby. Let's go. I have used this in previous series. Love this thing. We've got engine options. It looks like from 212 up to 300 horsepower if you want to check out some of those. You've also got wheel brands, so you've got some stuff that we've got in the game, which are nice. Some different looking stuff as well. You've even got the chain version, all the first. You can change those up. We've got multiple different options for those. And you've even got a lizard setup with, well, I would say a double wedge wheel, but I don't, what in the world? Why are those not showing? How did this pass? Is this me? I don't have the tire mod installed. Not today. Wheel weights. We do have some weights in here all the way up to 1,200 kg, bringing your center of gravity down. That's very good and very helpful. Beacons on the top. Very cool to see that as well. Although they are hanging off the edge. That doesn't look very good. I think that needs to be changed up. A little sloppy there. And then we've also got front weight options, which are added to the very bottom. There's also colors, so we could change up colors if you wanted to change up the body of it itself. We also have chassis, which is really nice to see, so you can change that up. Pretty cool there. Anything else? You bet it. We got windows. You can actually change the color of the windows, even though you can't. It's either clear or black, I think. And then room color options here as well. Those weights are going to stay the same, so if you like red weights, perfect. If you don't, ugh. Yeah. Of course, I had to bring out one of the wheels that doesn't show because it's me. Of course I did. Doesn't look like we've got any setups at all for, we have a rear wheel setup only drive? Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Crab steers, very nice. We don't have any animations though, so be ready for that. But yeah, that's cool, man. I don't know what the wheels are or where they're supposed to be, but it drives like a dream. And the last thing we're going to show off in this video today, the vehicles, is the Lizard Warrior Plus. This one is super tacky, and it's got a lot of interesting customization. I'll tell you, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change my design color and my rim color to whatever not color number 1 is. We're going to go with chrome because those hurt my eyes so much. One quick one as well, the Warrior bit at the front is always red. There were some very interesting design choices with this. Also, this, along with every other mod today other than the IH200, is a returning vehicle. So no new ones to the game other than that IH. So back up to the top. We have 3 engines. We have the WR, WR Plus, and the Plus Plus, even though the mod itself is the Warrior Plus anyway. So you have 460, 550, and 655 horsepower. 2 wheels, you've got a Continental and a Nokian, and Nokian has 2 different off-road tire setups to choose from. As far as your mirrors, you've got a mirror choice of basically mirror or no mirror at the front. Extras, you've got the originals, and then you've got the guide sticks. You can also change to a modified bumper, and we've got a couple different versions of that. One of them has color lights on it, but the other ones do not. I'm interested to see if those lights work. We'll leave it on there. Antennas, we've got those added to the top if you want them. We have 2 different exhaust pipes to choose from. Silk screen. All right, so these are the interesting things. So this is where we get into like I don't know what this is. What is this? So we have camouflage, which I'm not going to say what that looks like. Camo 2, which basically is the same, another camouflage. Scales, which looks like a bunch of eggs. And then you have carbon fiber, which I will say looks awesome. I love carbon fiber. Hexagons, which is a party truck for sure. And Doodle. So there's that. Again, I don't really know how to explain those, but those are what those are. And then we've got the setups in the back for your mud guards. And of course, we have colors for the main color, the secondary design, interior, and rim. Can confirm lights work, so that's a good thing. And it looks like our only animation is going to be the doors opening. They open up at the same time. We also have this W in the middle. Turn this off. So we got this W in the middle, which looks like... There we go. That's pretty cool. I gotta give you that. And then we've got some little blinkies on the back, though they are quite small. These, though, very cool. And another new one that I wanted you guys to take a look at, if we're going to call this a top mods of the day, has to be the Lizard Mega Mulcher Mower. Oh, man, say that 2 times fast. From Mac Trucker 921 at 3. Yeah, this is an absolutely ginormous 27.7 meter mower. It can also be a mulcher, by the way, but you could select that here. Mulcher or mower. 350 horsepower is required for 27.7 meter working with at 24 miles an hour, at least for the unrealistic version. The realistic version does all that, but at 9 miles per hour. So it's pretty sweet. It's kind of nice for console players to be able to speed up the process a little bit. We can also add things like toothpaste tractor. Oh yeah, but if you wanted to, let's say, go John Deere green, go John Deere because it's much easier. You could change up your designs like there we go. I think for these, we'd probably go with John Deere green as well. Yeah, and then rim colors. Definitely got to go for that yellow. Ba-bam, just like so. You know what? I think for the mowers, we're going to go with yellow as well. Ooh, that looks good. It is quite large. It's not a small mod, but it doesn't weigh as much, I guess, as you would think it does. It does seem fairly easy to move around. Never mind, 19.7 tons. You might need a 9R for this bad boy. Or better yet, paint it black and get Mac Trucker 921. Get his Magnum 340 400 Series Special Edition front loader. Oh yeah, it's tough. I shouldn't have talked. This is way more difficult. It's not that difficult. It's just very long, that's all. I think 27.7 meters should make very quick work of this field. I think it will. Unfolding animation, very cool, lines everything up. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like some wild and crazy PC only mod. That's what this reminds me of. But it's not. It's here for all platforms. How cool is that? Let's pull it up. Let's see how we're working with workers. So 28 meters is what it calls for here. I'm going to change mine up to 27.7 just because that's what it said in the store. Set it there. I've got it lowered down. So it says turn on roller. Everything here says roller, but it is a mower. Thank goodness. So there you go. That is that. There's really nothing else to it. It's just a really, really big mower. And I love it so much. You have no idea. A couple other quickies. Alma, Missouri got an update today for all platforms. This is version 1002. Added custom soil map for precision farming, making it the first map released that supports precision farming. And they do say that the changes do not require a new game save. And lastly, the Lizard Silver 6500 a mod we talked about on Farm Sim News this morning, but hey, the update is already here. This is version number 2. Fixed a bug where the rear bodywork turned red when returning to a save game and fixed the rear hitch rotation. As I mentioned, there were a lot more mods released today other than these. I think there was like 50 mods total released, so keep it out for the live stream to see all the ones you missed here. And there you go. That is your vehicles and or probably top mods-ish as well today. Hope you enjoyed this. Drop a like and subscribe. Join the DjGoHam fam. Do all this stuff. And keep a lookout for that live stream with all the other mods listed later on. Have a good day. We'll catch you in the next one.